I can tell you that the front row of this grid is exactly as they line up in the championships. It's all between these two guys though, Hodgson and Walker. There's 6 points in it.
And only 30 points further back is John Reynolds. He's in third place on the grid with his teammate James Hayden backing him up. On row 2, Neil McKenzie, Steve Plater, David Jeffries and Shane Byrne. On row 3, the man that would be king, Michael Rutter in the rain is something to behold. Alongside him, Sean Emmett, John Crawford and Anthony Gober, equally good in the wet. Craggle, Harris, Young and Wood are on row 4. Well, we've had a little shower, but it's only dampened the track down. Now it is those really nightmare conditions. It's not quite wet enough for wet tyres. It's not quite dry enough for slicks. So they're going to be slip sliding their way, and no man knows it better than number 31 there, the level 3 Yamaha man, Michael Rutter. He's got to start from the third row of the grid. Now, if you wonder why there's a lot of holes in the grid, that's because some of the riders didn't make it out onto the 2 laps they needed to come to the line. So they are going to have to start from pit lane after this lot have already gone by. So a nightmare already, and one of those is Anthony Gober. You can see there are different styles of tyre that are fitted. Some are cut slicks, some are full wets. This man here looks to me like he's on a cut slick at the back, but I couldn't see accurately there. Chris Walker on pole with us alongside Neil Hodgson, and we have a green light, 28 laps and it's a distance for the opening race today at Brands Hatch. Nightmare conditions into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. You can see spots on our camera. There's our curb cam to give you an even closer view of what's going on. Up to Druids, and oh, Chris Walker has absolutely blown off. Hayden in second place, up come Plater in the third, I think it was then. But look, we're just checking out the conditions here. It really is only just damp, really tricky. Down to Graham Hill now. Stick with it, Cooper. I can't believe how fast he's
going like it's dry. We're used to the whole little narrow dry line, Keith.
Right out though to the white line there. You've got to keep off the white lines here if you can. Into Surtees now. Here go. Oh, Walker's down. Walker has gone down. Walker is on his bum. Walker slides unceremoniously up the track. If he can restart that bike.
Still going.
I might get a chance to see what tyre he put on now. Whatever it was, it didn't work. Chris Walker then is down on the National Tyre Suzuki, and that gives an absolute advantage to Neil Hodgson, provided he does do something similar. So Hodgson now really has every chance to really grab 25 points here and almost win this championship from this race. We're only on lap 2. It's Hayden that leads from Hodgson, from Plater, and that looks like, was it Emmett? Yes, it is Emmett. Emmett on bike 6. Oh, Hodgson, that's Walker. Walker. He started again. So Walker is going round, but he doesn't look to be going. There's bits coming out of that bike. Dirt coming.
Here's what happened, Keith.
Let's take another look at it. It's Search. Oh, dear me.
Just
the back,
let go.
The front and the back. Well, yeah, they do that in the wet. It was the opening lap. Chris Walker didn't look to be doing anything that bad. Oh, Hodgson in front. Hodgson in front now of Hayden. Look at Plater up the inside. Plater on the Kawasaki. Simon Buckmaster will be hopping up and down.
Plater yet to get a rostrum in the Superbike class, and we've said for most of the season, Keith, he deserves that at the very least.
Been getting better and better. So we are going past the point of where Walker slipped off. This is Surtees, then up through McLaren's and on to Clearways now. Hodgson looking very, very good. Hayden under a lot of pressure from Steve Plater. Steve Plater riding brilliantly. Great to see the Travis Perkins Honda of Sean Emmett there as well. But look at Hodgson easing away. Well, Colin Wright will have his T-shirt. Oh dear, that's coming down Graham Hill. He's coming down to the corner. Chris Walker's bike has finally, must have sucked something in. It's expired, so he drifts to the bottom. What a disappointment for the fans as well. We were really looking forward to a real battle between those two, but Hodgson now on bike number 4 has got Rutter that's closing in. Michael Rutter in these conditions is something just a fraction special around here. Rutter right on Emmett's case now in 5th place.
Number 31, the black Yamaha, when you see him, there he is in your picture. There's Walker, and I wonder what's going through Chris's mind. He's thinking, Keith, there goes the championship.
Well, he must be at this point. So must Paul Denning in the National Tyre Suzuki camp, because really, poor Chris Walker, I feel so bad for him. Hodgson then lead from Plater in 2nd place. Go on, Plater. Steve Plater, well, I wouldn't begrudge him a win.
Nobody would.
Steve Plater on bike 22. He's obviously chosen the right tyres for this job, so Hodgson has got to really cruise around. He's got to get as many points as he can without putting himself at risk. That's the key element here.
He's 6 points behind in the championship. There are 25 for a win, 20 for 2nd place.
16 for 3rd. Let's hope he don't go back that far, or he'll be... Look! Plater goes underneath. Plater absolutely backs the Kawasaki into Druid's corner. Steve Plater, ex-of Supersport last year, up to Superbike under Simon Buckmaster's wing for this year in the Kawasaki team, and he has ridden better and better as the year has gone on. Simon Buckmaster straightened me out right early on in the year and said the Kawasaki is a good motorcycle. You'll see it come good halfway through the season. It has done, and played us right up for the task as well.
Emmett looking good in fourth. Remember him winning around here, what, a couple of years ago on slicks in the wet, I seem to recall?
Oh, I tell you what, there's disconsolate Chris Walker. I mean, he can't get across the track because that's the racing line. But we look at Plater leading from Hodgson, from Hayden. Don't forget about Hayden. Then it's Emmett. Then it's Mackenzie. Mackenzie's there. Oh, nicely done. Neil Mackenzie, another man I'd like to see on the podium. And Neil Mackenzie's there with John Reynolds closing in right behind him on bike number 3. Oh, Plater, Hodgson, Hayden. Yes, it is. Let's check in for a second.
Emmett keeps looking for third place. Emmett keeps looking at him on the brakes.
This is a great Superbike race, and Hodgson is under a lot of pressure here. This track, I cannot tell you how difficult it is to ride on a track that's part damp. As Chris Walker stomps up the hill to the back of pit lane, he is gone out of this race. He can only watch as Hodgson sits in 20-point position at the minute. Later, though, sits on 25. As Hodgson looks for the outside line, up into McLaren and onto Clearways. Oh, and around the outside goes Emmett. It's raining like mad. That's what's doing it. The boys with the different tyres are getting some kind of advantage. So if you've got a wet tyre in when you start this race, remember it's under wet rules, which means they will not stop this race if it rains. This race will continue all the way through, unless of course it gets too dangerous to continue. There is a proviso in the rules that says you can stop it if it's dangerous. Up into Druids End. Emmett, Sean Emmett on the Travis Perkins Honda. Well, wife Louise will be doing a dance, great dance, no doubt.
And Plater slipping back to 5th already, having led a lap ago.
I tell you what, was that JR that was having a look then as well?
Was it indeed?
It's the two Rev 8 Red Bull boys close together, Hayden and JR.
Oh, synchronised.
Yes, synchronised sideways. Plater slipped back into 5th place now, the flags are waving, but Sean Emmett is out in front. Well, Lester Harris and the Harris Performance team deserve this too. They have had a nightmare. They got that bike 5 days before the season actually started. They got it on the track 5 days before the season started. It's been a nightmare. Now,
Sean.
We're about to have another one if he carries on like that.
And that and kittens.
On to Brabham Straight then.
And they're pulling away now, Emmett and Hodgson.
Yeah.
Sean Emmett, not a contender in the championship.
Now, it's big deal about tyres here. Maybe the Harris boys, they speculated it was going to rain again and so put full wets on. But I know that Hodgson doesn't have full wets on the rear anyway. So Emmett, Hodgson, Hayden, Reynolds, Plater and Rutter there in 6th. Now watch Rutter in the rain. I bet he's put wets on.
I bet yes. He's the man you put your money on when it's properly raining.
Look at the track though. Now it is well damp. Now when it's this wet, you need treaded tyres to clear the water. The only reason you put treaded tyres on if the track's damp is not to clear water, but to get more heat in the tyre. Hodgson, at the same place as where Walker lost it.
Plater off.
Oh, Plater's gone down too, but look at Hodgson. He's going to career onto the track and Clearways. He can't stop the bike. Oh, I tell you what, he was lucky not to catch anybody there. So through comes his teammate. Neil Mackenzie not getting too close to him this time.
Gentlemanly stuff from Neil.
Indeed, so Neil Mackenzie holds the rest. So let's take another look at this. So into the back end broke away. That would have been with the throttle shut, like stamping on the rear brake. So really, and watch out for Plater in the background. Oh, I tell you what, Steve Plater, he went a big one over on his right shoulder there. Neil Mackenzie cruises through. So Mackenzie, I don't know whether he had anything to do with that. He was quite close to Plater, but no doubt we'll hear about that later. But the man, he's got that rear end locked up, and he's obviously, even with engine braking on the grass, you know, you're going to have a job to stop that bike. And he was lucky there was nowhere near the track when he crossed it. There's Colin Wright on the right. And
yes, indeed, expressive.
Suddenly he's you can't see him smiling after he looks at the monitor. Right, I would imagine this track is getting well puddly now. That's going to be a real problem.
You can see the bow wave.
I tell you what. Oh, there we go, Steve Plater. Steve Plater there, and there. That's Crawford. John Crawford as well is down. So there's a lot of good riders down on the deck here.
Look at Rutter, Keith. He's stalking Emmett
Rutter
now.
is up there, and I think is that. I think it is David Jeffries as well. There's Gobert. Gobert's 95, but David Jeffries on bike number 9. He's moved right up on the other Virgin Mobile bike as well. Emmett! So great save. Well,
he's saying stop it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was a wet race, and they started as a wet race. Unless it's safety conditions, unless there's a deluge on the track that's dangerous for all the riders, then they won't stop it.
How much wet has it got to get before it's considered dangerous?
It's got to be like a river. It's got to be dangerous, as in David Jeffries goes through. Well, David Jeffries, I spotted him a moment ago. Well, there's no man better than Dave in these weather, other than maybe Michael Rutter.
Oh, indeed, Anthony Gobert.
Anthony Gobert was closing as well. And Sean Emmett's not doing a bad job either.
We know he's good in the wet round Brands Hatch.
It's very wet, but I don't see any puddles yet, so they won't stop it.
Standing water is the issue.
Well, it's not got to be a bit of standing water. It's got to be like heaps of it.
Yeah,
we've got to have like a pond on the track. And that makes it unpredictable for the riders to ride in, so they'll stop it for safety. But down has gone 16. Shane Byrne, Shaky Byrne is there. There's another bloke there. I can't see who that is. That's his tank, I think. Is it a Red Bull bike? It is. That looked like a Red Bull bike. That was Hayden. Hayden, I'm sure that was Hayden. So James Hayden, that certainly looked like James Hayden's bike there. David, oh, red flag. So they have stopped it, Julian. They have stopped it. It is an absolute deluge here. I don't know why they've stopped it, but there have been a lot of big names gone down.
But some of them are going to get back in.